Are you a sci-fi fan like me? Always searching for the next mind-bending movie that will blow your socks off? Well, buckle up because today we're diving deep into the depths of Netflix to uncover 10 hidden gems that will warp your reality and leave you questioning everything. We're talking about dystopian societies that will make you grateful for our own world, mind-bending concepts that will challenge your perception of reality, and thrilling adventures that will take you to the farthest reaches of the universe. Hey guys, Shalana here. Welcome to the Bin Zone. On today's video, we're looking at 10 mind-blowing movies on Netflix that you've probably missed. And guys, don't forget to give the video a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button. And diving into the list, we're starting off with Paradise. Paradise is a 2023 Netflix original movie set in a dystopian future in which a biomedical company has found a way to trade human lives for money. Essentially, you can trade years of your life in exchange for money. I did the math and it averages to about $60,000 a year off your life. The way it works is you will give a certain number of years off your life and you will age that many years, and the person who buys it or receives those years, their age will decrease by that many years, setting up a world in which human life itself becomes the currency. Now you can trade years of your life for a down payment on your house, for a car. We're following the character of Max. Him and his wife Elena lose their house and their mortgage was tied to Max's wife Elena's life. So once they lost their home, Elena had to give 38 years of her life, turning her from a woman in her mid to late 20s to someone in her 60s pushing 70. And in order to save his wife Elena, Max has to fight the very system he's been working for, go against a giant pharmaceutical company, and also find a way to reverse the process and get Elena the 40 years that she lost. This movie is intense, mind-bending, and ultimately asks us the question, what can't money buy in our society? The next movie on our list is Dredd. Dredd is a 2012 sci-fi action movie starring Carl Urban as Judge Dredd, a law enforcement officer given the power of judge, jury, and executioner in a vast dystopic metropolis called Mega City 1. Judge Dredd and his rookie partner Judge Anderson are forced to bring order to a 200-story high skyrise block of apartments and deal with its resident drug lord mama. In this dystopic future, Mega City 1 is a wasteland of criminal underworld activity and overall chaos where the criminals run supreme, and the only thing holding it together are these judges. These judges can only reply to about 6% of the crime, so this movie is pure chaos. And in this block of apartments, Judge Dredd and Judge Anderson have to fight against 200 stories of criminals who want to kill him because they're mass producing this drug called slow-mo, which is a futuristic drug. When you take it, it slows your mind's perception of time to that of 0.1 second. So you experience everything in slow-mo. And it's taken over the entire city, and Judge Dredd must overtake this, and him and Anderson have to survive and stop Mama before this drug spreads across and further bring Mega City 1 down to the level of debauchery that it will never recover from. Now this next movie on our list is a personal favorite of mine, and that is Prometheus. Prometheus is a 2012 sci-fi horror movie created and directed by Ridley Scott. This movie is star-studded with a cast that includes Michael Fassbender, Guy Pearce, Noomi Rapace, Idris Elba. This movie centers around the crew of the spaceship Prometheus as it follows the star map discovered among the artifacts of several ancient Earth cultures. Seeking the origins of humanity, the crew arrives on a distant world and discover where humans come from. What makes the movie Prometheus so fascinating is the fact that it asks the question, who made us? Where did humans come from? What if aliens descended on Earth and they are the arbiters of human life? And in the movie, the astronauts leave the Earth and try to find the secrets of the universe. But when they end up on the planet where they think life has originated from, that's when the horror starts, and that's when they realize it's not what they signed up for, and they have to deal with everything that comes with landing on a strange, different planet. Prometheus is a very fascinating movie, and it will have you questioning human existence as a whole. The next mind-bending sci-fi movie that we're talking about is Elysium. Elysium is a 2013 dystopian sci-fi action movie written, produced, and directed by Neil Blomkamp. It stars Matt Damon and Jodie Foster, and this movie takes place both on a ravaged planet Earth and a luxurious artificial world that hovers around Earth called Elysium. The movie itself offers deliberate social commentary that explores political and sociological themes such as immigration, overpopulation, transhumanism, healthcare, worker exploitation, the justice system, technology, and social class issues. The way that Elysium tackles these matters is through Matt Damon's character, who ends up getting sick because of poor working conditions, and he is going to die unless he can find a cure. The problem is, the people on Earth are the poor have-nots, and all the rich people with all the medicine and all the cures live on Elysium. So Matt Damon must find a way to get himself to Elysium and find the cure before it's too late, because the rich are hoarding all the resources. They only come down to Earth to exploit the planet for what they can get before they take it all to Elysium, while leaving the people on Earth suffering and starving. And this movie is action-packed, and it really dives deep into the social commentary of class, power, and really what wealth can do. Next movie we're looking at is Outside the Wire, a Netflix original movie. Outside the Wire is a 2021 American sci-fi action movie. It stars Anthony Mackie as an android officer who works with a drone pilot played by Damson Idris to stop a global catastrophe. In this sci-fi action movie, Damson Idris' character is assigned to Anthony Mackie, who is an android. And in this alternate future, androids are these killing machines that are only used as weapons of war, and Damson Idris' character must come face to face with the harsh realities of war as technology itself advances and war becomes less human and more machine. We start to lose the element of combat. We start to lose the humanity of it, and it really becomes weapons of mass destruction, and it shows just how far the military-industrial complex is willing to go in order to win a war, and how human lives are nothing but casualties as the people with power create these more powerful weapons. This movie is action-packed. It shows you a different side of war. It shows you the inhumane side of war, and it shows you why human soldiers themselves are important in fighting wars, and why we can never take the humanity out of war. The next movie we have is What Happened to Monday. What Happened to Monday is a 2017 dystopian sci-fi thriller directed by Tommy Wirkola, starring Noomi Rapace, Glenn Close, and William Dafoe. The movie takes place in a future where families are limited to only one child due to overpopulation. However, a set of identical septuplets are born, and their family has hidden them, and they were able to be raised into adulthood. And that's because each of those septuplets were given a specific name that correlates to a day of the week: Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And their names correlate with the day of the week that they're able to go outside and live their life. So Monday goes out on Monday, Tuesday goes out on Tuesday, and that way they're able to share one identity, and each of them only get one day to live their life. With this, they're able to grow to adulthood, get a job, and have somewhat of a life. However, one day, Monday doesn't come home. And that's why the movie is called What Happened to Monday. With Monday not coming home, the other 6 sisters must venture out into the outside world together to find out what happened to their missing sister. So now they're avoiding the government, they're avoiding being found out by society, and they're also trying to find out what happened to Monday. This movie is action-packed, it's a thriller, and there's a plot twist in there that blows your mind. I highly recommend What Happened to Monday, because this dystopian society really is mind-blowing just how far they're willing to go to control the population. So definitely check out What Happened to Monday. Next up, we have the movie Lucy. Lucy is a 2014 sci-fi action movie directed and written by Luc Besson, starring Scarlett Johansson and Morgan Freeman. The movie follows Scarlett Johansson's character, Lucy, who gains psychokinetic powers when a nootropic drug is absorbed into her bloodstream. The movie Lucy explores the idea of what happens to humans if we continue evolving. What is the limits of human growth? If humans currently are only using 10% of our brain's capacity, what happens if we start to use 20%, 50%, or 100%? And in this movie, Lucy unlocks the full potential of the human brain as she has to stop the people who drugged her in the first place and stop these evil criminals from perpetrating even more crime. But as this is happening, we're exploring human evolution. We're learning about the first humans and how humans evolved to this point and just how far we're willing to go. The movie is mind-bending, it's super trippy, and it really shows humans can expand and we can really become anything because evolution will never stop. And as human beings, the possibilities are endless. The next movie we have is Gravity. Gravity is a 2013 sci-fi thriller directed by Alfonso Cuarón, starring Sandra Bullock and George Clooney. The movie follows these two astronauts, Dr. Ryan and veteran astronaut Mark Kowalski, played by George Clooney, who are stranded in space after their space shuttle is destroyed, and they must work together to survive and find the way back to Earth. What makes Gravity such a mind-bending movie is the fact that it's so claustrophobic. You have these two astronauts, George Clooney and Sandra Bullock's character, trapped in space, and as far and as unending darkness as space is, as wide open as it is, because we're following these characters and we see it from their perspective and their helmets, it's claustrophobic, yet at the same time you see the vastness and darkness of space. This movie gave me chills and it left me at the edge of my seat because imagine being lost in space. Literally a speck of dust in the vast emptiness that is space. You will never be found. The fact that they're both floating in space and have to survive, they're running out of oxygen. It's claustrophobic. The entire world is watching, but you can't really do anything because space is so far and so wide. This movie's so good. It's so gorgeous. I highly recommend watching this movie because the visuals are stunning. The actor, it's George Clooney and Sandra Bullock, and the feel and ambiance will give you chills long after you finish watching the movie. The next movie we have is Level 16. Level 16 is a 2018 sci-fi thriller and it stars Katie Douglas, Selena Martin, and Sarah Conning. This movie is set in a dystopian future where teenage girls are raised from childhood in a strict boarding school environment designed to mold them into obedient and moral young women. And the movie hyper focuses on the fact that they must be obedient, they must be moral, they must be pure, they must be clean in order for them to get adopted. However, the story follows two girls who begin to question the purpose of their confinement and the true nature of the school's intentions. Because as the movie progresses, these characters start to find out that there's more to this school. They're not really being adopted. What's happening to them? And once they stop taking the vitamins that the school provides them, they come to find out that, hey, they're drugging us. They come to see that they're being drugged and the girls are being shipped off and farmed. And they must uncover the secrets behind what's going on before it's too late for them as well as all the other girls in the school. This movie is intense. It leaves you on the edge of your seat and it just goes to show you once we start using human lives as commodity, farming children, using their youth for our own gains, and the rich, again, a theme in these sci-fi movies is the rich exploiting the have-nots. This movie is chilling and really disturbing at its core at how far people are willing to go for beauty. Last but certainly not least, we have Circle. Circle is a 2015 sci-fi psychological horror thriller and it's written and directed by Aaron Hahn and Mario Mosconi. The movie follows 50 strangers who wake up and find themselves in a mysterious chamber with no memory of how they got there. They soon find out that every 2 minutes one of them must die and they must vote on the next person to die, and they are forced to participate in this twisted game of survival where every 2 minutes a laser comes down and shoots one of them dead. This movie is intense, but this movie also goes to show human conditioning because as the movie progresses and as these characters try to figure out who to vote and who not to vote, basic human prejudice comes along. You start to notice the minorities get picked off first, or the criminals, or now you start to see the elderly, ageism come to play a fact, and discrimination as a whole. Police officer versus criminal. Whose value's worth more? If you have kids, whether you don't have kids, is your life worth less because you don't have kids? All those questions come into focus, and this movie really shows us just how far humans are willing to go in self-preservation and just how deep our innate biases go when it comes to survival and just not knowing people, because these are 50 strangers judging each other off nothing else but what they see with their eyes. That's it for our 10 mind-blowing sci-fi movies on Netflix you might have missed. Guys, do you see any movies that you have seen or any movies that you want to suggest? Let me know in the comment section below, and let me know what you think about these movies, guys, because some of these movies are really trippy, really dark, and they really take us as humans to a place where it asks us just how far are we willing to go. And that's it, guys. Until next time, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, hit the subscribe button, and until next time, binge on.